Okay, you're watching 1700 and we are here with Ngaiire. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We are at AWME. So what are your plans for the rest of the conference?
Well, this is the first time I've actually been to AWME and I haven't had to do any meetings. So I've got a manager now, which is kind of fancy but awesome at the same time. So I don't have to stress out and go to all the meetings before my gig.
Yeah.
So I'm actually just going to explore Melbourne today, to be honest. Yeah.
Well, we've got lots on with face music and stuff.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. So are you playing a gig here?
I'm playing a show tomorrow night at Max Watts, which I believe was the hi-fi bar before. Mm-hmm. So that's a bit of a big one for us. So I'm really excited, looking forward to it.
Yeah, is it going to be one of your final shows in Melbourne?
It is, I think. It's the last show for Melbourne. We've got a couple more after that in Sydney, but it's definitely the last one for Melbourne.
Yeah, and then you have Falls coming up, which is huge, and the plot as well.
Yep.
How's your preparation going for that?
Pretty good, I think. It's been really nice performing with a smaller band these days. I don't have the setup that I had 18 months ago, which involved drums and bass. So we've only got a keyboardist who does a little laptop stuff as well, and then we've got 3 backing singers. So it's been really nice. It gives the show a different vibe performing in that kind of setup. So it's really, I'm really looking forward to it.
How is performing at Glastonbury?
It was insane. Just to actually, the shows were amazing, but just being there at Glastonbury was wild. I remember getting there with my keyboardist and stepping out. He was like, let's go out and explore. And we stepped out into the main area, and we just looked at each other and said, nah, can't. I'm not going out into that crowd. But the shows were incredible. Our first show was just packed, and which was really...
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Which is really nice for us, having travelled all that way, halfway across the world, and just having that many people who hadn't even heard of us turn up to our show. So I'd love to go back there again.
Yeah. So your first album, Lamentations, is that how you pronounce it?
Lamentations.
Yes, great. So that came out in 2013, and you've got a new one in the works. Yeah. Have you set a release date?
Not an official one, but we're hoping early next year it'll come out. But it's all done. It's waiting to be, birthed to the world. But yeah. Yeah.
So how you released the first single, which is Once, right? How's the reception to that been?
It's been better than we expected, actually. Yeah. I remember the first time me and Paul Mac wrote the song, actually with Megan Washington, and I remember walking out of the recording studio just really not liking the song. And it took about 6 to 8 months before I came around and I thought, this is actually all right. And I was really quite surprised as to how people have taken to it, and which has really set the album up really well. It's been really good.
You've had a fair bit of press recently with the Leica version, which I loved. How was doing that?
That was really stressful, actually. Yeah? Because they usually don't give you enough time to prepare to do something like that. So
yeah, I've always wondered what the process is for people that do it. But
I think we found out, it was probably less than a week that we'd found out about the Triple J wanting us to do it. And Mel, my manager, had sent through a bunch of options, and I was like, no. And then I thought, I really loved that song that we did. I thought, why don't we try this? And we got in the rehearsal studio with Jack, my producer and keyboardist, and just nutted it out. And he came up with this really quite strange arrangement of it. And I remember just going, oh my gosh, we're not going to be able to pull this off. And it just translated better than we expected. So... yeah, I think people either really, really love it or really, really hate it. So
that's Leica version's very touch and go, but I really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
And you also just came back from the US. What was that experience like?
The US is crazy. Like, this was my first, I guess, solo tour to the US. I've been there a couple of times with other bands, but yeah, it's a whole other thing being there by yourself with your band. Yeah, so many things happen. Like we ate a lot, we drank a lot. There was so much free time in between. Lots of jet lag, but the shows were received really quite well, which I was really happy about. Yeah, so I hope we get back there soon.
Yeah, maybe with this next album.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, I want to wish you all the best for your show tomorrow night.
Thank you.
And your albums in the plan
Awesome.
in the future. Well, thank you so much for joining us on 1700.